Real estate around the world has been one of the number one or two topics for many, many years, but never have we seen this conversation come up more in Canada, especially in our political atmosphere over the last few years. Our existing government right now was prorogued by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau just the other day. And, this is really catastrophic for a lot of reasons, but not catastrophic in a way that, people are worried about real estate values. It just means real estate's not really moving forward. But to take it back, just to give you an idea, so August in 2023, the Trudeau government came out and turned around flat out said, real estate is not a federal responsibility. I'm sitting there kind of going, what the fuck? The truth is how can it not be a federal responsibility? We opened up our borders to a level we've never seen before in Canada. We had so many people immigrating legally and illegally that we actually grew faster than any other country as far as the population. So fast forward, you would think that, hey, listen, if we're going to grow the population, maybe the federal government would do something about it, create more housing. Well, they completely let Canadians and the new immigrants down. Okay, they did nothing about it. Now, remember, going through the pandemic, what happened? Well, interest rates went down into the toilet. There was virtually no percentage that you had to pay on a mortgage. When we talk about 1% and 2% mortgages, that's basically free money. So what happens? You escalate prices in a real estate market. You throw too many people into a country, that's going to escalate real estate prices. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Well, Bank of Canada lied to everybody, and all of a sudden we cranked our interest rates along with other countries, but we were more aggressive with it. So here we are today. We're sitting in Canada with virtually no active government in place. Our housing minister, his name is Sean Fraser. So Sean Fraser decided, hey, look, you know what? I don't want to hang out anymore. I don't want to be the housing minister. So come December 16th, he decided to resign. Kind of in lockstep with our finance minister, Chrystia Freeland. We all know about her, right? Nobody liked her. We couldn't stand listening to her voice, and she knew nothing about financing. Well, Sean Fraser really didn't know anything about housing either. In fact, being elected to being, or not even elected, being put in that position, and this was the interesting thing about the Trudeau government, is that he basically decided, hey, you know what? You are, minister of this. Well, I'm going to flip you over to this or this or this. In fact, in Canada, in the 9 years that the Liberal government has been in power, we've had 6 housing ministers. How do you get any traction? I mean, if we keep flipping the fry guy, our fries aren't going to turn out right. Well, you know what? We keep flipping the housing minister, we're not going to create a solution. So Canada has been in dire straits when it comes down to housing. And it's just because we have horrible process, too much red tape, not correct financing, and we've got a government that knows nothing about housing. But hey, when you know nothing, why don't you promise the world? So when they came out this past fall with a commitment saying, we're going to build 3.9 million homes in Canada by 2031, give me a break, okay? It's impossible. Not only do we not have the building capacity or ability to do it, it's just a number that's not achievable in a small population country like Canada. When we build in Canada, we max out around 225,000 new properties per year, and they want to turn around and promise over 600,000. Again, this is one of those political narratives, was just to gain votes, sway, the voters, the youth, whatever, but it's all bullshit. Okay, again, the Trudeau government shoveling it as they always have. Now, they turn around and, again, a little shifty guy that he is, decides to turn around and put in a guy in place. His name's Nathaniel Erskine-Smith. So Nate is now the Minister of Housing, Infrastructure, and Communities of Canada. I don't know what this guy knows about anything about housing, but I'm going to go with 0. Yeah, apparently he's got a bit of a law degree, and yeah, he's probably practiced law here and there. That doesn't make him a builder. It doesn't make him have any knowledge whatsoever about housing. So here we are. We're in a situation in Canada where we have prorogued our parliament, which means, guess what? Nate literally has not had to work a day yet as the housing minister, and what the heck, let's give him another 3 months paid vacation on taxpayers' dollars. So not only is Canada in a complete lull of a government, we're even worse when we talk about housing. There's no solutions coming forward. A lot of times they sit there and they'll put it on the province. They'll talk about the premiers handling it. You talk about municipalities. Well, they're no better. Okay, they haven't created enough solutions to actually get through the housing issue. And of course, people will sit there and say, yeah, but Todd, hang on, we've got too many new condos. For now, okay? And it's just some completions that have happened. So when we take a look at the big picture, how do we move forward? Where are we going to go? I mean, is Canada going to be able to build? It's amazing because down in the United States, and I know everybody sits there and goes, oh no, the United States, we got a 50-50 take on that, good and bad. I'm going to talk about that on my next podcast. But here's the thing. When we take a look at Canada right now, we've got to take a look and figure out, okay, how are we going to build? How are we going to keep up with immigration? Okay, immigration, everybody's saying, is going to slow down. But the people that immigrated here, don't forget, they create families, and we're going to need more housing. And that's one of the things that Canada's always needed. It's not a new thing, but what they did was they turned around and multiplied the need for housing. It's very disappointing, the situation Canada is in right now. The fact is, we have nobody steering the ship at any level of government. Quite frankly, we're just sitting ducks. And the problem is, you and I, as tax-paying Canadians, are paying for this massive vacation the Trudeau government has now put upon us. Was it done correctly? Nope. Should he be allowed to do it? Nope. Should we actually get somebody that gives a shit about housing? Yep. We need somebody to step into this position. We need somebody to step up and actually put Canadians first when it comes down to housing. It's really important for you, your family, your neighbors, and the next generation that we get control of the housing situation. As we all know, and to wrap it up, is that everybody needs a roof over their head. I mean, that's basic needs. How can we create a solution? Love to hear your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Todd C. Slater. Thanks for tuning in.